Crash Team Racing. Will the nostalgia ever end? What is happening there, everybody? Mattmade here, bringing you the top 5 gaming news stories from this week. Let's get right into it. Now, first off, we have ToeJam and Earl Back in the Groove has been announced. It dropped with a small teaser trailer. They were talking about, hey, they ain't seen us since so-and-so and so-and-so, like with a whole bunch of rhymes, a whole bunch of weird things. And it's like, cool, ToeJam and Earl are coming back, but it's just nostalgia all over again. It's just, hey, let's get these nostalgia dollars. Like, come on now. Like, this is a deep throwback to a classic game. And I'm not saying ToeJam and Earl were a bad game. I'm just saying, really, like, PlayStation Classic, Crash, Spyro, a whole bunch of other 90s and early 2000s-esque games are just, hey, here's our sequel. Hey, here's our remaster. Hey, here's our remake. It doesn't work. I'm tired of it, honestly. I'm getting nostalgia exhausted. If that's a thing, I'm coining the phrase today if it's not. Nostalgia exhausted. Now, the original game came out in 1991. So if anyone who's seen this game, A, they're not gonna know what it is, and 2, they're not gonna know who it's about or why they should care. Yes, I said A and 2. That's how crazy this is to me. ToeJam and Earl are a super 90s-esque reference and just design. There's no way to update those types of characters. They're just forever stuck in the 90s with like Jazzy Jeff and Prince of Bel-Air. They're just there. They're in that era. That's the era they're from, and that's the era they should stay in. I'm gonna probably play the game because it just looks good. I mean, the game doesn't look bad at all, but again, it's just nostalgia dollars. I'm nostalgia cashed out. Now, according to Steam's page, the game is coming out on March 1st next year. So it's not even that far away. The game's done for all intents and purposes. It's finished, and now they're just waiting to release it. So we'll see how that entire thing goes and if it's even worth talking about in the future. Now, next up, Epic Games announced and released their digital game store in the same week. They're just like, hey, we're doing the digital game store. The Game Awards roll around. Hey, guess what? It's out and you can buy cool games like Hades. Now, again, the store isn't very large as of yet, but it does have quite a few of their games. Like, obviously they're gonna have Fortnite in there. They have Hello Neighbor. They have the Subnautica. They're probably gonna have Super Meat Boy. And they also have Hades, which obviously I'm gonna buy because I'm a super giant fanboy and they can do no wrong in my eyes. So honestly, it's up to a solid start. It has a great launch lineup, and we'll see who takes the bait and who's just like, meh, I'm taking the bait now because I love Supergiant, and why not? It's Supergiant. Now, one thing that they are doing really well is that they're gonna have a free game in the store every 2 weeks. First off, they have Subnautica, which is gonna run from the 14th to the 27th of this month. And then they have Super Meat Boy, which is gonna run from the 28th to the 10th. And if they're doing a free game every 2 weeks, that's like amazing. Granted, it's gonna be older games, but who doesn't like free games that are objectively good? All in all, it was a really cool concept, and I'm really looking forward to what the story's expanded upon. And I love Hades, so I'm just gonna be just riding that train to the death. Now, if we didn't have enough nostalgia going around with Spyro and ToeJam and Earl coming back, we have Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled was announced at the Game Awards. I'm just like, it's a cool concept. I'm happy that Crash is getting his dues. He's coming back. He's stronger than ever. The Insane trilogy was great, but I'm just like, come on, man. Crash Team Racing, what's next? What are you gonna bring back next? Obviously ToeJam and Earl, because that's already a thing. Now, the trailer that was shown at the Game Awards did look great, I'm not gonna lie. It's the same type of graphics and look that the Insane trilogy had, which is great that they're just trying to keep everything uniform as one should do. You're gonna have your classic cast of characters like Crash and Nitro and Crash's sister. I can't remember her name, or cousin. I don't know how bandicoots have family relationships. I don't know. I'm hands off on that. But the game has a release date of June 21st of 2019. So again, that's another done game. It's just probably a few kinks to work out. Hopefully the multiplayer is good. Online should run well. Meh at this point. I'm a solid meh out of 10 on this. I'll probably play it. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it, but hopefully someone I know buys it so I can play it, and then I'll make my judgments of the game. Again, this is another case of nostalgia and trying to get a throwback and getting those nostalgia bucks. And oh man, like I said, I'm nostalgia cashed out. I just can't anymore. My excitement peaked at Spyro, and now it's on a slow decline. I don't know what they could do to get my nostalgia excitement up again. Like, oh, that's coming back, sweet. But what about you? What game would they have to bring back to really get you pumped and excited about? Like, just, hey, I haven't seen this game in 20 years. What is it? I would love to know. Now on to more grim news. Cops raided Starbreeze Studios. Now the office was raided on suspicions of insider trading, which is like, wow. How do you do that and even fathom that you could get away with that? And one person at least we know was arrested. Now Starbreeze Studios has been having a rough go of it lately with the flop of Overkill's The Walking Dead, as well as a few other titles that really fell flat. They've been having such a tough time that they filed for a reconstruction so that they can try to restructure and get money and pay off debt and to really keep the studio afloat. Where this gets interesting is that at the Game Awards, they did announce like an update for Dead by Daylight. They're coming out with that Legion expansion with a new killer and a new character and all these things, yet the company's slowly just tanking. They're trying to put up a front about, hey, we're all good. Yeah, we got raided, but that one guy is responsible. We're good. Yet they're drowning in debt, and the studio's just mere like dollars or one failure away from just shutting down completely. Now, as always, I'm like, I hope the developers can get out of this okay. I hope that they weren't a part of this, and I hope that they can find employment if this does happen. But I just don't hope it doesn't happen. Hopefully they can right the ship and just get back on top of things. Now, aside from the travesty that's Fallout 76, which I personally am enjoying, I'm putting it out there, I do actually have fun in the game. Bethesda is just having a really tough time doing anything right. So last week when we were talking about the canvas bag, they're like, hey, let us know if you bought the Power Armor edition. We'll work with you. You can put in a ticket and you can get the actual canvas bags. It was a change in production, or so they say. So what happened this time was when people went to open tickets for getting their actual canvas bag and a nylon piece of garbage, the issue that occurred was really twofold. One, if you opened up a ticket, you can also see other people's tickets and you got ticket alerts. And two, because you saw those ticket alerts, you could then go in and edit or close other people's tickets. Now, to top all that off with the sweetest, most rotten cherry on top, not only could you see and close the ticket, but you had access to personal information and contact data. You could see where a person lived. You could see their number, their basic information. Now, luckily, there was no credit card or payment information in there at all, which, thank the Lord, but Bethesda had to take down their support website, fix the issue, and then put it back up. Now, Bethesda didn't say how many people were affected by this, but estimates are like maybe 100 or so, maybe a bit over 100. And Bethesda's contacting those people about, hey, here's your information, let's change some things and get this fixed. Now, given today's current age and mindset about privacy, this is not helping Bethesda at all. It's really hurting their clout and how they're viewed as a company. Like, it's been debacle over issue, over problem, and it's really tearing down Bethesda's image. Hopefully they can fix whatever internal problems they've been having, whatever communication issues between departments that's been going on, because this isn't the Bethesda we know, or the Bethesda that's existed in the past, 10 or 15 years. It's really concerning. Well, that's going to bring us to the end of today's show. Leave a comment down below telling me what you think about one or all of these stories. It's conversation and I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget, if you're a fan of gaming, consider striking that subscribe button and hitting the bell. This is Mattmade, and I will see you next week.